This is the story of one young man who faced that exact choice. A simple act of kindness that led to an unbelievable twist. He gave away what he had, not knowing that the man he helped was actually someone who held his fate in his hands. What happened next will leave you speechless. Stay till the end, because this story will change the way you see true wealth forever. Once upon a time, a wealthy businessman, one of the richest and most influential figures in the country, faced a challenge. He had no heir to take over his vast empire. He had spent a lifetime building a business empire worth billions, but he knew that wealth alone was not enough to sustain a legacy. He needed a successor with a heart of gold, someone who genuinely cared for people and could lead his empire with wisdom and compassion. To find the right person, the businessman sent out a special announcement across the country. The notice invited every young entrepreneur and aspiring leader to an exclusive interview with him. The only qualification was that they must have a genuine love and care for humanity. Young men from across the country were thrilled at the opportunity. The idea of inheriting a multi-billion-dollar business and leading an empire excited them. Among them was a humble, hard-working young man from a small town. He was kind, determined, and had big dreams, but he had always struggled financially. Despite his difficult circumstances, he decided to try his luck. However, there was one problem. He had no presentable attire for such a prestigious meeting. Knowing how important first impressions were in the world of business, he worked tirelessly, taking extra jobs and saving up every penny to buy a fine suit and travel essentials for the journey to the city. Finally, after much effort, he purchased a well-tailored suit and gathered enough supplies to sustain him through his long journey to the business tycoon's corporate headquarters. As he neared the city, just a few miles away from the towering skyscraper where the businessman's company was headquartered, he came across a homeless man sitting on the sidewalk, shivering in the cold. The man was dressed in tattered rags, his frail hands extended, pleading for help. His weak voice trembled. "Sir, I am hungry and freezing. Please, can you help me?" The young man's heart was deeply moved by the man's suffering. Without hesitation, he took off his expensive new suit, the very one he had worked so hard to afford, and offered it to the homeless man. He also handed over most of the food he had packed for his journey. The homeless man looked at him with tear-filled eyes and said, "Thank you. You don't know what this means to me." Though the young man felt a sense of warmth from helping the stranger, he now felt underdressed and hesitant about going to the high-profile interview in his old, worn-out clothes. However, he gathered his courage and decided to go as he was, believing that true leadership wasn't about appearances, but about what was in the heart. Upon arriving at the grand corporate office, the young man was led through luxurious hallways, past towering glass windows and prestigious offices, before being seated in the executive boardroom for his interview. After a short wait, the wealthy businessman entered the room. The young man gasped in shock. The man standing before him looked exactly like the homeless man he had met on the streets. His eyes widened in disbelief. The businessman smiled knowingly and said, "Yes, I was the homeless man you met earlier." Still in shock, the young man stammered, But why? Why did you disguise yourself like that?" The businessman nodded and replied, "Because I needed to see what was truly in your heart. If I had met you as a billionaire, you would have done everything to impress me. But that wouldn't have told me who you really are. True character is revealed when no one is watching, when there's nothing to gain. And you, my young friend, have proven that you have a heart full of kindness, generosity, and love for humanity." He walked over and placed a hand on the young man's shoulder, looking him in the eye. "I have built an empire that serves millions. But wealth without purpose is meaningless. I need someone who will not just run a company, but also uplift people. And today, you have proven that you are the right person to be my successor." The young man, still in disbelief, smiled with deep gratitude, realizing that his compassion, not his wealth or status, had given him the greatest opportunity of his life. In life, kindness is more valuable than riches. True leadership is not about power, but about having a heart that serves others. Wisdom begins when we recognize that a compassionate heart is the greatest asset a person can have. A man may be rich and powerful, but without love for humanity, his success is worthless compared to the wealth of a giving heart. If this story touched your heart, do not forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share the video. Thank you for connecting with Epic Inspire Stories. Stay blessed